What is up, YouTube fam and podcast fam, if you just joined me from the podcast? So today I kind of wanted just to switch it up a little bit and try something that I did on my other podcast that I had about a year ago. So for those of you who know me, again, I have been single for a majority of my life, and I've gotten to a point in this walk of singleness, I just have to laugh. You just gotta laugh sometimes. So today I'm just gonna read these 10 facts from psychologytoday.com about singleness. These are facts. I did not make them up. I haven't even read them yet. I just wanted to find a good source first before I actually went into it. So I'm just going to go through these topics, these facts, one by one, and I'm just going to kind of expand upon it. And, at the end of the video, feel free to comment. Leave a video, not a video response, what the heck? Sorry. Leave a comment, like and subscribe if you want. I'm not going to beg. That's not what I'm looking for, but leave some feedback and just let me know what you guys think. So I'm just going to go ahead and be quiet. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first fact on here, again, it's from psychology.com. And it's just 10 facts, and they're all kind of separated into links. I'm not going to click the links because it would probably lead me to some other pages or whatever. So I'm just going to literally read it top to bottom. So fact number 1, singles value meaningful work and always have. This, for me, and it's different for everyone, but I had to find meaning in my work. I think if you're single or not, I think we all should find value in work that we like to do. But I think when you are single, you have more time to dedicate to your work. You are able to take that overtime if you want. You don't have somebody that you have to report to, and if you don't have children especially, you have a lot less responsibility to worry about, and you are able to focus on your job. But I will say this, on the downside of this, just because in the military as well, and it's just a problem, something that I kind of noticed is, especially around holidays and holiday parties when everyone's going out of the office for the day, guess who has to stay behind? It's going to be the person who doesn't have a family. On Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on New Year's, guess who's going to be stuck with the duty or extra duty? It's going to be you, because if you're married and you have children, that's your excuse. You don't have to stay for anything because your family's going to come first. So on the flip side of that, only thing I have to really say is that you do get kind of stomped on. There's no going around it. You do get kind of stomped on. So on this fact, as a single woman or a single man, take value in your work, but at the same time, don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people dump a whole bunch of work on you just because they can, if that makes sense. Don't let people run you over. Just because you're single doesn't mean you don't have a life. And that is something that really this makes me upset too, is there's just this misconception that single people don't have a life and all we do is work and come home. That's not true. We have friends, we have networks, we have things that we like to do as well. So I agree, take value in meaningful work, but at the same time, people take advantage of that. And let's just be real. Look, if you're married and you're watching this, or you're in a relationship, please don't just dump every single thing on the colleagues or employees that you have that are single just because everyone else has a family. I understand that, and it's not my place to tell you what to do, but make sure that when you do it, you're doing it out of fairness and you're being equal about it. Don't let the only reason be just because you're single, if that makes sense. So fact number 2, single people have a more diverse set of confidants than married people do. I agree with that. I'm working on this myself personally, and I'm learning just to have friends in different areas of life. I have friends who are older, specifically older women who are older. I know an elderly couple that I'm really close to, so they're kind of like my close mentors / friends. They're also part of my church as well, so they're fellowship for me. I have people close to my age that are married. I have people that have never or haven't been to church in a long time, and they are still, sorry about that, I saw something in the background, that haven't been to church in a long time, and, we've been friends for years. So, I do have friends in most aspects of, or I try to have different aspects of life, or different, a diverse set of friends in different areas of life. Again, I'm not going to speak on married people's friendships, but I can totally understand that dynamic totally shifts. So I totally understand that. Number 3, women who get married get fatter. Men probably do too. I've heard of people calling that marriage weight. When you get married, I guess you do put on some pounds, which, I guess that's true. I guess I'm in for it. I've already gained about 40 pounds in a year because of COVID. And now I'm like laughing at myself because I'm like, I hope I don't gain more weight when I get married. I need to work on these pounds. But yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard it's called happy weight. I guess when you're in a relationship, you tend to get a little fat. But honestly, if you're married, it really shouldn't matter that much. I mean, we're adults, and things happen with our bodies, especially for women, so weight should not be something that is the sole focus. Single men have good hearts. I agree with this. I don't know why that's on a list of great things about being single. It's kind of a weird place to put this statement, but single and married men have good hearts too. A good heart is not determined by your status. So I've met some single men that are absolutely worst of the worst, and I have met single men that are great. I have met married men who are the worst of the worst, and I've met married men who are great also. Good heart is not determined by your status. So, next fact. People who stay single exercise more than married, or once married people do. Really depends on you. I think it's a general statement, yes. But I think, if you're one of those couples that's in the gym every day, then, you both exercise more. You see couples, they're like fitness couples, and they're in the gym like every day, 2 hours a day. I say as a general statement, yeah, I agree with that. Why not? So for single people, number 6, for single people but not married ones, greater self-sufficiency means fewer negative feelings. I agree with this statement. I agree with this statement, especially if you've been single for a really long time. You become so sufficient in your own life that it gets kind of hard to allow somebody else into your routine of life. And I kind of laugh at myself because I'm like, I always think to myself that whenever I do meet somebody, I don't know how they're going to fit into my life. It's like, even if I wanted that, I don't know how I would incorporate that. So I'm like at a point where I don't even know how to be in a relationship because I've been single for so long and I have such a routine about life and I have the way that I do things. So, but I agree. I think in that self-sufficiency, there is positivity. You see how positive your life can be when you're self-sufficient and you build on that positivity. So I agree with that. I mean, there's really no other argument here. I'm just going to assume that's true. I'm just going to keep going. Not to say married people can't have greater self-sufficiency either. Again, I'm not going to speak on that because I'm simply not married. So if you're married, try to make this your statement. But for single people, absolutely true. Number 7, married people exchange much less help with their parents and parents-in-law combined than single people do with just their parents. It is the single people who are there for mom and dad. I would say this is true. It also depends on the single person too. For me, I don't live close to my parents. So I'm not really able to help them with anything, really, because they live far away. I've been single for years. So this is really a depends situation. It's really a depends situation. Sorry about that. My computer's freezing up. But at the same time, what about the couple who's been married for 40 years and they moved their parents into their home to take care of them when they get older? Sometimes married people pay more attention to their parents than people who are single, because the single people are so busy. So it really depends, but I'd say overall true. Very, very true. Number 8. Single people are more likely than married people to have regularly looked after someone who was sick or disabled or elderly for at least 3 months. Again, depends. I've never been in that situation. I've never had to look and take care of someone who was sick or disabled or elderly. It's just something that's not in my life at the moment. So I would say this is true if that is your situation. Number 9. Single people are more likely to spend time with friends and neighbors than people who are married, and more likely to volunteer in civic organizations. Overall, yes. Specifically, not everyone. I'm single. You don't see me going to my neighbor's house. Absolutely not. Not happening. So, yeah, I agree with this though. I mean, I have friends who are married, and I don't really get to see them that often because they're so busy with each other, and they have a busy family life, so I can't see them as often. In terms of volunteering, I think if you've been in a relationship or if you've been married for a long time, I could imagine, again, I'm not married, but I would imagine that, you get to a point of stability in your marriage to where one person can do that and they have time and opportunity to do that. So, again, overall, I think yes, but it really depends on the person. So number 10, I zipped through these really fast. I noticed I literally went through these in like 5 minutes. Wow. All right. Well, number 10, all these things that supposedly go wrong in the lives of children of single parents. In each of these examples of presumably bad outcomes, the vast majority of children of single parents are doing just fine. Yeah. Listen, single parents, y'all single parents are superheroes. Y'all single parents are superheroes. And I really think a child is able to grow up just fine with the single parent, especially if the single parent is on their grind and they just doing it. You know what I'm saying? My mom was a single mom. So, she was on her grind. Let me tell you what, we never went without. Me and my brother, never, not once went without anything to this day. And I've brought it up, I think, a couple times before, and I've told my mom, like, Mom, you grinded. Now, my dad is in my life. He is in my life. He's very much in my life. He's very active in my life. But I'm not going to get into that because it's nobody's business right now. I may talk about it later on, but anyways, so for those of you who are wondering, yes, my parents are all very active in my life. We all communicate. I communicate with all my parents. It was not a matter of a bad situation to make my life miserable, okay? It just happened. It just, the pain of events in my life just allowed it to play out a certain way, so my mom ended up being a single mom. But anyway, all right, so just move past that. But yes, I would say for the most part, for single parents, yeah, they end up being just fine. Number 11. Oh, wait, I think, did I miss? Oh, it's 10. It's 11 facts, sorry. All right, y'all, it's 11 facts. All right, let's see. This is new. So number 11 says, think there is a marriage penalty. Actually, it is a singles penalty. Wow, single people are subsidizing the breaks married people get in domains such as taxes, Wow, health spending, housing, and Social Security. Wow, wow, wow. You know, I've also heard, and it hasn't been something I've seen financially for me, but obviously when you get married, there are financial benefits to getting married. You are able to go on each other's health insurance, car insurance. When you file taxes, you can file jointly or file separately, and you get a certain amount. Even with these stimulus checks, if you're a parent, I think you got like $1,000+ more simply because you have a child, and if you're married, you get even more. So there are a lot of financial benefits, and I've seen, different social media outlets, just talking about, single people, we need financial benefits too. And I should probably look up this topic a little bit more. But this is honestly something I can't really speak on because, again, I'm not married and I don't know a lot about marriage penalties. Maybe somebody who's watching this can tell me. But, yeah, single people are subsidizing the breaks that married people get in domains such as taxes. Yeah, I get it too. And I think a lot of single people, just because there are so many of us out there, we're fighting for more financial benefits like married people get. That's just what I've seen, and I kind of agree with that. Kind of going back to the workplace situation of, as a single person in the workplace, you get kind of screwed over a lot because you're single. In cases where there's a holiday, like I said, or there needs to be overtime that needs to be done, it's usually the person who has no family or any obligations, but is stuck doing it. And if that's the case, then there needs to be some sort of financial compensation. That's just my opinion. Y'all can disagree with me all you want, but that's just my opinion. Wow, I did not realize I was going to zip through these so fast. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to keep looking up some more of these facts. These are really fun for me to kind of look through because there's like 1,000 articles on here about it. But anyways, I hope this was just kind of fun, just because as single people, we have to kind of laugh about it. We have to kind of like, just laugh and just enjoy life. Just enjoy what's going on. Life is short. So, but anyway, if you guys know any other facts or just kind of want to comment, leave a comment below. I'm open to all open suggestions or ideas. Feel free to reach out to me. It is in the description. All my information's down there, so feel free to email me. I did update my description just because I had to change some information about my podcast. I know that I had to reset my podcast and its platform, so I know it's available on Google Cast, it's available on Anchor, it's available on Spotify. So just look at my look at my podcast on Anchor, and it will tell you exactly which platforms it's on, but I know for sure it's on Google, Spotify, and Anchor itself. So feel free to look in the description. My email is down there as well. If you want to schedule a coaching session, please go to mymentor.life/Ashley Garrison. There is a link in the description below. You can just click on it and it will bring you to a new window to schedule a coaching session. If you just have general questions or you just want to write what you think, feel free to email me at my email, which is also in the description below. I will pin a comment as well, just with some additional information in case you want to get a hold of me. This is just a separate email, and I'll post it, I think, just for emergency purposes only. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did watching it. This was so much fun for me to do. Just keep a lookout for more content. And on that note, everybody, God bless.